beautiful viewers, this is Smitten, and welcome to our brand new series called Gettin to Smitten. I am turning 30 years old this year. 3-0. The big 3-0 is happening December 4th of this year, and when you turn the big 3-0, I think it's pretty standard, you know, it's like a rites of passage thing for you to kind of reflect on your life and like kind of try to figure out how it is that you actually got to be who you are today. And it's a very interesting time in my life, and I figured, you know, why not? I've got, you know, a bunch of people that may be going through similar situations, and maybe, you know, if I tell them about the things that I've done and the decisions that I've made that you may or may not agree with, maybe I can help you guys steer clear of some trouble, or, you know, at least give you a good laugh or two. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be laying it out brick by brick by brick, what it takes to make a Smitten and all the things that have happened to me in my life and how we got to where we are today. I'm going to do you a favor and introduce a few key characters for this, at least for this very first video, of, you know, the people that you will be hearing about, because I have a lot of family. We are Mexican. I have a lot of family. I have 27 first cousins on my mama's side alone, right? I got 4 sides of my family. 5 if you include soaps. Got a lot of family to work with here, and you guys have a lot of characters to meet. So I guess the best place to start is at the very beginning, but we're even gonna like go back half a step further. So a half a step back from the point of my birth is the point at which my parents met and had a thing. I don't know much about the story of how my parents met, other than they met through a friend, and my mom was really young, and my dad was not. And I know that my mom was pregnant with me at 16, and she had me when she was 17. That's all. This is all I know. And my mom was like, yo, I'm pregnant, and I'm like 17. My dad was like, oh shit, all right, it's time to be a dad, I guess. Then I was born. And then after I was born, 6 months later, I got married. And then after 2 years of my life, my biological mother and my biological father got divorced. I don't know much about that life. I don't know anything about what made them divorce or what made them get married in the first place. Like when I go back and look through all these pictures of my childhood around that time, from, you know, birth until like age 2, all the pictures like that I've seen, I don't know much about my life back then. I don't know why things happened the way they did. So a lot of this may just be guessing. We may even have to like interview Le Papi and figure out what's going on with that. Who my parents are as people. My mom, born and raised Oklahoma. Father, born and raised Oklahoma. And of course myself, born and raised Oklahoma. Presently, my father is he's a maintenance guy. He fixes things. Throughout my entire life, he's called himself Mr. Fix-It. And that little bit of information is absolutely necessary for you to remember for many future stories to come. So he called himself Mr. Fix-It my entire life. He's like probably about 6-ish inches or so taller than I am. I'm like 5'8". He's like all burly, and like he's got red hair, and he's like got this grayish beard now. He's big. I actually get my shoulders from my dad. He's a really lighthearted guy. He likes to be the philosophical person in the conversation. He likes to give you life lessons, no matter how long he's known you. If you're the person with him on the elevator, you're getting a life lesson. If you are soapbox and you've heard the same life lesson for the past 12 Christmases in a row, then that's what happens to you. I would say my father is jolly. He's a jolly man, absolutely. He's a little naive, very thick-headed, very stubborn. I get a lot of my personality, I feel, from my father. At least that's what he tells me, and I don't know if I necessarily agree. We'll figure that one out here in a little bit. So that's my dad. He fixes things and always has fixed things. That's so laughing in the background. So now we should probably talk about my mom. My mom is a mess. My mother is a mess. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Sorry, Grill. You're a mess. I don't have a good relationship with my mother, and that's mainly by choice, because and it's for tragic reasons. Like, I'm crazy. I am actually I have several disorders that I have to manage on a daily basis, and she just fucks with my crazy too much, so we can't be friends. We can't talk too much because like her problems kind of stir up my problems, and then my problems stay there for a long time, and then sometimes they turn into bigger problems that have nothing to do with my mom. And it just like affects everything else. So I'm trying to keep things a little separated for the moment, especially while I'm trying to like not be crazy. So That's pretty much why I don't talk to my mom right now. Plus, there's just a bunch of shit that you can't forget. Definitely forgive, and you should. But I didn't have a close relationship with my mom, even though I desperately wanted one. And so I think I feel pretty bitter about that. She was 17 when she had me, so she was very young. And I feel like motherhood at such a young age impacted her kind of weird. I don't think she necessarily knew what to do with that kind of responsibility. Because who the fuck does at 17? What person knows exactly what to do with themselves and with their child at 17 years old? And I'm sure that there are people out there watching this video right now that feel the same way. And that's legit, and I'm being real with you guys. And I hope that we can change that in the future, but for now, it's just, this is how it is. She is presently a dance instructor. She has taught Zumba for, like, oh my gosh, almost a decade now. She's been teaching Zumba, and she's been really into aerobics and making sure she looks really good. My mom is absolutely gorgeous. She has her own little world. She lives with my niece and my stepfather, who is another important character at the very beginning of the series. What else does my mom do? I don't know. This is what I feel. I don't talk to my mom very much. At least I haven't recently. So this is how I imagine her life is like. So she wakes up in the morning. She takes my niece to school, she comes home, and then she naps till noon, and then she gets up, gets ready for her class, teaches her class, comes home, picks up my niece from school, and then cracks open a bottle of Jack Daniels. I feel like, and then she just socializes for the rest of the evening, whether that's on Facebook or actually having a million people at her house. Like, she always has. That was like one of the coolest things that I remember about being really little, is having this insanely busy house. There are people over at my place every day. That was really cool. Just always having like a new person to interact with. Sometimes it was really stressful. Like growing up, it was really stressful having sometimes it would be like strange people. I would like, who are you? Just be like my mom's drunk friends or whatever, like crashing at the house. I don't know who these people were, and sometimes that would make me uncomfortable. But I was the oldest out of all those cousins, and so it was my job to kind of, you know, keep my shit together, not fucking go crazy, or not. I'm supposed to pretend to be, you know, all tough and like, no, it's cool, we got this. Actually, I'm not going to talk about that yet because those are later videos. Get to see. This is a Smitten life. This is a series that we plan on doing for the next 29 weeks. We're going to go year by year, situation by situation, or story by story. We're going to mix up the format for this. We're not going to keep it locked down too hard on one thing. There's gameplay in the background. It's going to be Smite or Overwatch or Division or whatever I feel like playing that day. So I hope you guys are excited, because I'm actually excited to finally tell you guys the story of Smitten. How Smitten became Smitten, and that's why we call this series Gettin' the Smitten, baby. Also, big announcement, we are actually releasing this video on our 3-year YouTube anniversary. I've been a shitty YouTuber for 3 years, but hey, we made it. We still making content, boys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, watching the video, and I will see you guys next video. Sugoi! Greetings, beautiful viewers. This is Smitten, and welcome to a new series called... What did we call it, Bae? Gettin' to Smitten. That's right. I would be lost without you, darling. Babe, do you know how much older my dad is than my mom? Babe, do you know how much older my dad is than my mom? Wait, babe, do we need code names? Wait, didn't he say he was 25 when I was born? Oh my god. Babe. My dad was 7 years old.